I'm getting a little excited. Hi folks, I'm Craig Taylor, and as always, a huge thanks for joining me here on my YouTube channel, The Bushcraft Padawan. Let me tell you why I'm getting a little excited. It's because in, I don't know, just over 10 days time, something like that, I'm gonna go away for a week into the woods to do a week-long intermediate bushcraft course with Paul Kirtley and the team from Frontier Bushcraft. If you're a regular viewer or subscriber, you'll know that I'm a big believer, a huge believer in informal development activities. Things like watching YouTube videos, reading a book, reading a magazine, listening to a podcast, practicing and getting out there and trying out the skills for yourself, those sorts of things. They form 99%, I guess, of my time each year is spent doing those informal experiential type activities. But I'm also a huge believer in sometimes it makes sense to do something more formal, something more instructive, something with an expert on hand to coach, guide, spot the flaws that may have taken me weeks or months to spot just doing it on my own. They can help to accelerate me up and along that learning curve. And that's why for the past, let me get this right, this is the third year on the trot that I've decided to go away for a week and accelerate through those skills. 2 years ago, I went on the elementary bushcraft course with Paul Kirtley and the team. Last year, I went on the woodcrafter course with Paul and the team. This year, I'm going on their intermediate bushcraft course. I'm also doing continually the online tree and plant ID masterclass as well, which again is I guess it's a hybrid between being a formal activity because it is structured, it is led by Paul. There's a formal way of going through it, although you don't have to follow it, versus something more informal because I can pick it up whenever I can do it. It's an asynchronous activity as opposed to a synchronous activity like being in the woods on the course. So that's what I'm going to go and do. Why don't we take a look now at the actual course itself and look at some of the objectives that we're hoping to achieve that week. I love the first line of the course description. Our intermediate wilderness bushcraft course starts where most bushcraft courses finish. I think that's a great way of introducing the intermediate, the next step beyond the basic type of course. Let's have a look down then at the actual course contents, the objectives themselves. Developing friction skills, including learning hand drill techniques, selecting and finding materials for hand drills, fashioning the hand drills themselves. So a lot going on around the hand drill. On the basic course, the elementary course, we did a lot on bow drill. I guess now we're moving through and removing the mechanical advantage that a bow drill gives you to something that requires, I'm guessing, less crafting and materials, but therefore more skills to actually use it. So looking forward to doing that. Then we're touching on harvesting bark for containers, creating bark containers, advanced cordage making, producing net making equipment, and then of course once we've got cordage and net making equipment, we can make some nets. Never ever done that before. It's never interested me to do it because I could never see a situation where I need to make a net to catch fish or small game. But I'm always very mindful that you never know, and I'm also acutely mindful that there could be something in the teaching of that I can actually transfer and synthesize to something else. So I may not make a net, I may make something else. I may not make a net needle, I think they're called. I may make something else, but I think it's the process and the skills that you can acquire from them that I suspect may be transferable to other things. Time will tell. Practicing traps and trapping techniques, realistic foraging strategies, detailed instructional in edible plants, understanding how to gain sufficient calories from the land, natural teas and cordials. So a lot of time, it seems, is going to be spent on living off the land, knowing what to eat, why you should be eating it, understanding calorie intakes out in the wild and stuff like that. So again, just more progression beyond the being given food to cook on the elementary and being shown some techniques for cooking the outdoors, to actually now acquiring the food and using those previously set skills to cook it outdoors. Looking forward to that. Then we move on to Aboriginal and other no cooking pot techniques for cooking meat, fish and root. Really looking forward to that. I remember a long time ago, I think I was in Cyprus, we dug, I think it was called a Maori oven. I could get that wrong, but just basically a hole in the ground. We put some meat inside there. I won't tell you what it was, but we put some meat stuff inside there. Hot rocks, I think, some damp straw. There was other stuff, buried it all, and over the period of several hours, it cooked to perfection. So looking forward to revisiting those no pot cooking techniques. Protective group shelters. Only ever looked at individual shelters myself personally, so group shelter would be interesting. Comfortable and insulating beds from natural materials. I always take a thermarest, so it would be good to be able to fashion something from what I find around me. Fundamentals of matting from rushes, reeds and other suitable plants. Health and hygiene using natural resources. Recap and refinement of relevant basic bushcraft skills. And of course, in order to do the intermediate stuff, you need to have a handle on the more basic stuff. So I guess that will continually be drip fed in throughout the week. So as I hope you were able to pick up from there, it's shelters, it's cordage, it's food, it's cooking, it's shelter. It's you could say it's almost everything that we do at a basic level, but of course we're ramping it up. We're not looking at, we're ramping up it in terms of the resources and the level of skill needed to use the resources to create them, rather than just taking them out with us. Really, really looking forward to it. Lots of stuff there that I have never touched on, never done hand drill, never tried to make a net, never tried to make a natural mattress or bedding from materials around me. So unlike the basic course, the elementary, where I'd done some of the stuff, hadn't done it well, but I dabbled, I'd experimented. Most of this is completely new to me. So that's exciting and challenging, and that's why we go and do these things, I guess, isn't it? What do I want to get out of it then specifically? Why am I going on the course? What do I specifically want to get out of it? I am by no means an expert or even accomplished in bow drill, but I get it. I kind of know now what I should be doing, how I should be crafting it, the technique. It's come together. I just need to keep doing it and keep plugging away. Most of the time when I use a bow drill, I'm successful. If I'm honest, I just don't use it often enough. So I'm getting there. I've never tried hand drill. It looks so simple. I once did a one-day workshop with Paul that I won as part of a competition, and right at the end of the day, he achieved an ember within, it seemed like seconds. He got an ember, and it just looks such a magical thing to be able to do, and clearly magic that involves years and hours and probably countless blisters in achieving, but it just looked like such a magical thing. That's one of the things that I want to get out of the week. If I can achieve an ember via hand drill without my hands imploding or falling apart, which I think could be an ask too far, I'll be very, very happy. And also the other thing that I want to take away from it as well is the container making. Quite bizarrely, I think these birch bark containers and other bark containers that I see people making, they're such beautiful, exquisite, delicate yet sturdy things that I'm always in awe of people that are able to create these, and I'd love to sort of be able to create some of those and give them away as gifts. Give one for my daughter to put her pens in and things like that. So hand drill and the containers. The final thing that isn't explicitly mentioned on there, but I'd be great if we covered it, would be lots of foraging for materials to make stuff, lots of foraging for stuff to consume. I'd love to be able to practically get some hands-on with using something natural for a medicinal purpose, whether it's for a salve or a painkiller or something to put on a cut. I know you can do it. I've seen photographs, I've seen articles, I've seen videos. I know it's, if you've got the idea right, it's relatively simple to do, or I get the sense that it is, but I've never done it. So it doesn't appear to be an explicit part of the course, but it would be great, and I'm certainly going to ask Paul if we could perhaps angle towards, if the opportunity arises, being able to use some sort of naturally foraged material to produce something that would have a medicinal benefit. Maybe that comes under the health and hygiene thing that I talked about. Either way, by the time you watch this video, because I've got videos stacked up, it will be my final day of the course. So as I'm recording today, it's in 10 days time. No, it's in 9 days time, 9 days from today. Well, because I've already got videos stacked up, you'll be watching this, assuming you watch it when it's released, which you might not, on the final Saturday of the course, and I'll be coming home probably a few hours after this is published. I may even be at home when this is published. So yeah, it's a bit like Doctor Who episode, isn't it? In this video, I'm about to go on it. When you watch it, I'll be on my way back from it. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff. Don't forget, whenever I've done one of these courses for a week, I record my activities on those courses. So expect to see in the next week or two a day-to-day account of what we covered on the course and what I took away from it. Thank you as always for watching, folks. Take care, and I'll see you in the woods very, very shortly. Cheers.